Can you tell us anything whatsoever?
I know you just give us. One more station.
Welcome back to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Raph, joined once again by my good friend Carl, aka the Beer Buddy.
Cheers.
We are the Two Dudes Who Talk Music, and we are here with Blkmoth. We got Andy, Jez, Matthew, Ben, and Daniel, and we are going to go through the quick question quarter, which is spelt with Q's, not K's, because we don't roll like that. And it is just a bunch of rapid fire questions to get to know our guests a little bit better, dive into their musical mental minds, and just get an understanding of what drives them on a musical level. So we can we'll do this, and I don't know how we want to plan it, if we want to go alphabetically or how you want to do it, but we'll just start off nice and easy. What was the first instrument that everyone learns to play? Vocals does count. Recorder in third grade does not.
Drums.
No,
And I still
really?
play it.
Really?
Yep.
Ben's a really good drummer, actually.
Yeah.
He's what I like to call in the industry a fucking jerk. And that's only because he can actually do everything really fucking well. It's a pure jealousy thing. He's
Well,
not
I can't
actually a
sing, I
fucking
can't
jerk.
scream, I can't play keys.
Oh, you kind of can
Yeah, but-
scream. Let's be real.
You do all the other stuff really good, and
That's
believe
my
me,
friend.
like being a singer in a
Inhales.
heavy metal band, I wish I could do the rest of those things so I could have some input. You're a jerk.
Who's next?
First instrument that I learned was I did together, like when I was 10 years old, I tried to learn piano and saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I was like, well, where am I gonna play? Like I was more like learning, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like all the bands that I like to listen, they don't use that.
Mm.
And then I stopped playing guitar.
It's coming around,
Yeah.
man. You could listen to something like Oralize. They got the great big saxophone solo in there.
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
it's coming around, man.
What was this? Is it Speed that put a flute during the
Speed.
breakdown, right?
Yeah,
I
Speed.
think we
Yeah.
should do a
Speed, yeah,
saxophone
man,
during
the
a
boys from
breakdown.
Speed.
Yeah,
Oh,
or do
damn.
it. Do
We
a
have a
cover
look at
of,
Red Hook. Red Hook could throw a whole
Yeah,
bunch of fucking
I'd love to see you
saxophone
guys do.
solos in their stuff.
Love to see you guys do a version, your version of fucking. What's the song I'm thinking of now?
Oh,
Careless Whispers. Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
Just put the saxophone solo in there.
That with
Yeah, I
a
think-
ripping guitar solo alongside it, I think that'd be sex.
Yeah. Speed from the.
Oh, okay.
What is
What's-
Jeremy
what the
doing?
fuck
Fuck is that? That is a flute.
I've
This
seen you
is my,
play it. I can't remember what it's called.
I know. I'm not very good at it, but I like ordered this online ages ago. It's like the shakuhachi, because I sort of thought, oh, it'd be fun to learn to play. I've sort of been playing on and off. I've probably forgotten how to play now, but it took like literally months to get through customs, because obviously it's a big hunk of
Bamboo.
like bamboo, and I was like too young at the time to think that would be a problem. But yeah, I really want to use this for a song, so we'll see.
Oh, what that?
Oh, my God.
But yeah,
You know what I would do?
First
You know
instrument.
what I would do?
Instruments. Who hasn't first instrument?
So
First
that was your
instrument,
first instrument, Jez?
No, my first instrument was I had a ukulele, I think, when I was a kid. I looked at it and I thought, this is 4 strings, so it must be a violin. And then I got a ruler and was trying to like scrape it across the ukulele. And then when it didn't work, I was like, oh, well, this is crap. And I just kind of forget about it. And then I started playing the acoustic guitar, which was really good because those copper strings are just gnarly. You know, you're trying to like make a chord and your fingers are getting indented.
You develop the calluses really
Yeah.
nicely on that.
Yeah, oh, so that was crazy. And then it wasn't until like ages later, like until an embarrassingly late age, that I actually figured out what a bass was, because my friends in high school were making a band and I agreed to play bass. And I thought what I thought was bass was actually rhythm guitar. And so when we went into the rehearsal room and they like handed me the bass, I'm like, what do I do with this? It has 4 strings.
Where are the
Clearly
rest of
it's a
my
violin. Start trying to scrape a ruler on it. It doesn't work.
Oh, so that's
then-
why you play a 5-string.
That's right. Anyway, it took, after a little bit more time, I eventually worked out like how the bass worked. But yeah. I think that's
Man, I'm telling
apart
you
from the
what.
recorder in 3rd grade or kindergarten, that's my first instrument.
Bases.
Okay,
Look, I know we all take the piss out of bases here, but in all honesty, bases deserve so much credit because they are, especially in heavy metal. And I know Raf's going to cream when they're the percussion. They're the extra percussion.
Well, we touched
Yeah,
on it
they
on the
are.
podcast. Like, what makes something heavy? Bass puts
Chunky
the
bass tone.
bass puts the heavy
Yeah.
in heavy metal.
That's the
Like-
thing I'd like to see is more bands with live bassists because a lot of bands that we've been seeing, the smaller ones, it's a lot more efficient. They don't have the live bass player, but I feel like it makes a big difference when they do, with the
I know you
exception
mentioned
being of
Ghost
like
Complex
Periphery.
before.
But there's
I know you mentioned Ghost Complex before, but their culprits for that, they got two guitarists and they just down tuned the shit out of it. When they
Yeah.
had a bassist and they were just doing the four-piece thing, it was different. When it's like
we talked.
I
there's,
need
there's
bass. I
fundament-
need
there's-
bass.
There's harmonics and stuff that you don't get no matter how much you down tune your guitar.
Yeah.
There's elements that the bass provides that cannot be obtained by simply down tuning a guitar, and
There's
know,
a rumble.
whether you want to
that comes
use
along with it too.
Anyway, Matt, what was your first?
Drums in high school. I was okay back then. Realized it was expensive. Then I started going to YouTube and learning how to scream.
Yeah, a microphone, a half decent microphone is a lot cheaper than a half decent drum kit.
Yeah. Like,
You just don't want to do the $10,000 throat surgery or something if you
oh
do something
no,
up.
she'll be
That's
right.
how it can get expensive. Just
No,
don't
just
do
go
too
and
many
do bare,
inhales.
bare knuckle boxing, and you can keep up with that. It's terrible.
Like, yeah, I was pretty decent at drums. I'm kind of learning again every rehearsal. I just yell at either Ben or Dan. I'm like, hey, can you teach me something?
Yeah, you always have a little whack around on it.
Hey,
One day we're gonna switch positions
You never-
during the show.
it-
like,
Yeah,
you never
we
know,
should.
man. You never know. Like, honestly, I've been in one of the guys I've been in a band with. Like, first band I was in with him, he was like guitar and frontman, vocals, all that sort of shit. But the other bands that I've been in, he's moved to does drums. So like, you can do it. You can absolutely do it if you wanted to.
The first Sub 41 concert I went to, the singer jumped on the drums and the drummer jumped on the vocals.
Yeah.
And that was
Yep.
the first time they were out in Australia. I saw them
Have
the first
some
time
fun
they
with
came
it.
out
Play
in Australia.
around. And
Don't
Daniel,
do
what
that,
was
but it'd just be a big letdown.
Daniel? What was your first thing instrument you learned to play?
Actually, I don't know if the guys know this, but I actually started on piano.
I feel like you said this before.
That's why the
I
MIDI
feel like it
keyboard
has.
came so naturally to you.
Probably like
Oh,
1 month,
Oh,
and then
yeah. That explains
I
so
was
much
going
now.
with my twin brother, and we got like kicked out basically. Like we caused too much trouble that the teacher was like, we can't teach these guys. So after that, I graduated to the pots and pans, and then the drum kit.
There you go.
See,
Nice.
that's a sign of a real drummer when they're on the pots and pans. When I hear that,
Literally on the
Yeah.
pots and pans.
yeah, it's like,
Alright.
yeah, I'm doing
Dedication.
this.
What was the first album that you purchased?
Switchfoot, nothing is sound.
Ooh, I don't think
What
anyone
was
said
that?
Switchfoot.
Yeah.
No one said
That is the
Switchfoot before.
first.
Yeah,
That
we
is
haven't had
the
Switchfoot before.
First, that is mad.
I think the first album that I purchased with my money, like my own, that I saved to pay, I think it was like 13 years old, and I was learning guitar, and then I bought the album called Magnum Opus from Young Malmsteen.
I'm not sure anyone said Ingo Malmsteen before either. Then we might have a couple of
That's
firsts on this
when
one.
Is
we are
the
getting
one
some
that he has the
firsts.
full band with vocalist and everything. Like is an album with the full band, like singing songs, pretty much every single song through the album. And
With
yeah,
the
I think it was the
Fury.
first one that I bought myself.
Nice.
That's mad. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's some good. I like this. This is a good chat tonight, Raph.
I was trying to remember what my first album was, and I thought, I think it was Linkin Park Meteora, but then I thought, no, it wasn't. There was one before that, and that was the Backstreet Boys Millennium.
Got to start somewhere. No
I had
judgment.
that too.
No
No, I don't
judgment.
know if I bought it with my
Yeah.
timeless. It'll
Yeah,
outlive our whole genre.
I was going to say Linkin Park as well, but like that
was my second
was
album.
my mom got for me. Like the one that I bought myself was the Young Augustine, but my mom gave
That's
me the Linkin
mad.
Park. Yeah.
Maybe if it wasn't like a Christmas present, I probably was something like Marilyn Manson or something unsavory that my parents would never ever buy me.
No, that's what we want. The one that your parents aren't gonna buy you.
They're not going to buy Mechanical Animals by,
That happened to me with the
Marilyn
Linkin Park.
Manson.
So I
What?
bought Linkin Park Minutes to Midnight as like when I was out with my sister.
They're pretty
And
clean,
this
Linkin
is-
Park. They're pretty savory.
I know they had the explicit content on it. And so
Yeah, they did.
Bro,
Seriously,
I
that
can,
parents went shit.
I can remember
So-
buying the Murder Dolls album, Valley of the Murder Dolls, and that had not just an explicit language warning on it. It literally had like a rated R18 plus sticker on the front of it.
Yeah.
And looking back, I realized it was probably more of a marketing ploy than an actual rating. But at the time, obviously, I'm like a fucking teenager. I didn't know that. So we're all going like,
fucking worked.
we're just like, oh my God, like fucking what? Like I got like Corn and Limp Bizkit, and that's just like, this may contain explicit language. This is rated R. Like what the fuck, man?
But you could buy Slipknot, like Volume 3, and there's no swearing in it. So I
Yeah.
don't think it had the.
Yeah.
So you could just clean as a whistle. No problems with that
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I just remember putting the price tag on top of the like explicit content like area of the album
Yeah.
when I brought it home so my parents didn't see.
Perfect
Bro,
crime.
did you just give thumbs up and fireworks fucking went behind you? What the
Yeah,
fuck
he's
are you
turned
doing?
on some AI gestures shit, I think. I don't know what's
It's bad.
Yeah. It's a dumb like Apple
It's
thing.
the
I think
price
the
of
mic,
debate.
it's not Zoom. It's like my computer.
Oh, it's the Apple thing, is it? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's mad.
All right.
Not cool. It's not cool at all. It's lame.
what all right, two more. First album purchased.
I think
First
we got
one I
Matthew and Daniel.
purchased-
Matthew and Daniel next.
Yeah.
First one I bought was digitally because I used to just steal my sister's albums.
Was it off
Just a
Napster?
Gen Z singer.
But the first one I've purchased was Poison the Wells, Opposite of December.
Poison
Deep
the
cut.
Wells.
Yeah.
There's some little-
But if we're going the first physical CD I've ever gotten, I stole Hand of Mercy, the Fallout from my sisters. I still have it
You
somewhere.
stole it from your
I
sister.
never heard it.
Yeah.
Never heard any of that shit.
Oh, and they're like buried in Verona CDs too.
Make sure she doesn't see
Nice.
this.
Yeah. I used to just steal all
So
their
happy.
CDs, and I'm like, yeah,
You'll be
this
like,
shit's
"I want my
hard.
album back."
Hey, at least you had someone that had decent taste you could swipe from.
Yeah, my sister
Yeah,
used to
that's
love
it.
Bullet for my Valentine. Oh, I stole that too. The Poison. Yeah, the Poison from Bullet for my
You're
Valentine. That was a
so
good album.
lucky.
And what about you, Dan?
First one would be one by Atreyu. I'm actually not sure the album name, but it had like
Atreyu.
Atreyu, yeah.
That's cool.
Trey.
I remember
Trey.
Atreyu.
That's
Yeah.
some old school shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember watching it like on YouTube with my brothers, and they would have like a Halo video game in the background,
Hell
and then the Atreyu would like there'd be like songs over the top, and we used to love it.
Oh yeah,
I
back,
downloaded Atreyu on LimeWire.
yeah, back before they were doing like all this tons of copyright shit on YouTube, and people would just post like literally anything, and they'd put all these like basically make a playlist and with a bunch of like random video game clips and just put the whole thing up. All right.
No one beats the Sasuke fight. Not Sasuke, Gara fight against Rock Lee playing. I think Linkin Park Faint. I think.
Mm.
I think I came
Far
across
out.
that as well, actually.
YouTube.
I saw that.
So, what was the first live concert you attended?
This would be
You too.
interesting.
You two Wembley Arena.
No, whoa. Wiggles does not count.
Yeah, that shit. Like, no, when you two at Wembley
what does he
Arena,
count?
what the fuck? She's like Wiggles, like your parents taking you to see the Wiggles and shit as a
Yeah.
kid. Like that doesn't count. But you said you two at Wembley Arena
You
was your
two.
first concert.
Yeah.
I need some more fucking context to that, mate. Like, you need to tell me how that fucking came about because
How
that's
old?
hectic.
Give us some dates.
He's from UK.
So I think I can't even remember. It was on their 360 tour, and I remember I got it for my birthday, and my sister is so salty about it to this day. And my dad had brought us like I think 3 tickets, and so I got to choose one person to come, and I promised my sister that I would take her. And last minute, I actually bailed on her and took one of my other friends instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Ben?
England,
What part?
From
Brighton.
Okay. I'm from
Brighton.
Middlesex.
Ah,
Mm,
There you go.
that makes sense.
lower
You
section.
shouldn't have dicked out on your sister like that, bro.
oh, okay.
That was a dog move. That was a pretty dog move. I guess.
But I took her to Paramore in return, so it was a
To
bit
be
hard.
that kind of makes
fair-
up for it.
That is fair. That makes up
Yeah.
for it. Like,
Becky's
I'm-
also a musician. Ben's sisters are into music as well. She's done a couple of releases, isn't it?
really
Yeah.
what? You
All
got
right.
to
I'll just buy
promote your
yourself-
sister, man.
Yeah, you gotta plug her stuff, man.
You got
Come
to
on.
plug your sister.
Oh,
Becky
yeah.
Mayer. It's great.
All right.
Who do I need to follow?
So yeah, who wants to go next?
I kind of vaguely remember it only because of the tour name, because it was such a stupid tour name, but it was great. In 2015, it was called the Anime Titties Tour.
Anime Titties Tour.
Yeah, it had I remember it was like Alpha Wolf
Of course, it was.
and To the Grave and Justice for the Damned. Yeah, okay, that was a lineup. Yeah, but I literally just googled it because I remember the tour name, and yeah, so it was Alpha Wolf, Justice, and To the Grave. That was my first
Anime Titties Tour. That's
Anime
fucking
Titties
bad.
Tour, and I was like,
That is the best. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That is the best name for a fucking show. 'Cause
That's
I'm
the
there.
point. I
I'm
think
there
that
for the
was-
Anime Titties.
yeah, I think that was the reason I bought the ticket because I cackled
I would've
so
gone.
much
I
at the
would've
name of the
gone. I
tour.
would have just gone.
And,
Just do whatever
That's
they
so
want.
funny.
At the
Love
stage,
that.
I was really into like a lot of like deathcore and that. So I was like, oh, To the Grave is sick. I'm gonna go see these guys.
But if you're going to say animated,
Yeah. But yeah, Anime Titties Tour. That was great.
That's
Yeah.
mad. I love the name of that. That's awesome.
Who's next?
Have we got one
Uh,
left? Has everyone got?
No, we got.
No, it's missing me, Dan, and
Andy?
Jess.
Sorry.
I can go first. I think if on top of my head, if I can remember, I think I was like 12 years old, 10, 12, nah, yeah, 12 years old. And then like I started liking rock metal music, and my parents, I came from a really very kind of religious background. Like my parents were Christian. I'm Christian back in Brazil, kind of bit religious there. And then he had this concert with some Christian bands, but one of the bands was called Temple Soul. It was like very groovy kind of more like what was the name of that guy? Just for as a reference, they sing Superstition.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of Stevie Wonder kind of vibes. But the next band that played, it was a metal band called Anti-Demon.
Anti-Demon.
Anti-Demon. And then he's
I
a
know, I
kind of
remember
a
that video.
black metal style band. The bassist, he's a pastor, but he's full tattoo, metalhead, playing bass and screaming. And then it was like, I was with my parents there, and then like the first band was all right, like very groovy. Man, the guys, technically speaking, was groovy ass, was super nice. Like Stevie Wonder, kind of that vibes, like BB King kind of vibes.
Oh,
nice.
okay. Real jazzy, bluesy
Yeah,
sort of shit.
very jazzy, groovy, like groovy, like that, like progression chords and stuff like that. And then second band was Anti-Demon. And then like
so
all the
good.
parents got a bit shocked because the guy go on the stage and is like, and And I was like, I love that shit.
Something awoke inside Andy's heart.
Yeah.
At that
And then
Guess
I was
what,
like,
Mom?
and then I was like, I like that shit. And then that guy was actually a pastor from a church back in Brazil that only metal bands playing.
How good is Brazil?
Nice.
I want to go there.
And then I
The
started
heavy-
attend to his church, like to his church, couple of service, because my parents was like, yeah, I don't like that, this kind, this and that. But like the guy was actually the worship time. It was metal bands playing, and then he actually had the service preaching, like reading the Bible and everything, prayers and everything like that. But it was all metal bands playing different styles. Like you have bands like that sounds like Sonata Arctica and Stratovarius playing in the same day that has a band like sounding like Linkin Park and then sounding like Sepultura. All the same service and all worship kind of song.
That's
Like-
crazy, man.
We
I
can
love
start
that.
that here.
I don't
Get it
care
here.
how you get your dose of your heavy metals. Just get your heavy metals.
Yeah. So that was my first show. I was 12 years old listening to Anti-Demon
Nice.
That is fucking, and that was back in Brazil.
back in Brazil.
That
And
is
these guys are
fucking
still
insane.
playing. Like these guys are still active. They did a tour in Japan like last year. The guys are still
What-
playing. Like
What are they called?
Anti-Demon.
Anti-demon. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jez, what about you?
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to
Just do
say.
it.
It's like
There's no
Marilyn
judgment
Manson.
here, bro. There's no judgment.
I think you'll judge me. It was Marilyn Manson back in like 2010s or
That was
something.
before it became. But that was before it became problematic. It's not. It's not your fault.
Like you,
It's
well,
not
I
your
don't
fault.
know.
And
I mean, it's like, yeah, I wasn't ready for that because I was there since like midday. I was in like a whole group of like goths at school. We were all and we were just like Marilyn Manson listeners lining up from like midday, and then they just didn't know what a mosh pit was or what was going to happen. There was kind of a mosh pit going, but it was more of like everyone crashing in together. All these like, old men just embracing me with their sweat and force.
Yeah,
and I
that's
thought
a-
I was
that's a
gonna
mosh
pass
To be
out.
fair,
Yep.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a Marilyn Manson mosh pit right there.
Yeah, and I just wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't ready. I was like right in the middle as well, like front middle, which is not where you want to be. But yeah, later on, I would be. It would be a while before I then went to another concert, but I was a bit more prepared at that point. Crystal
To be
Castle's
fair, you
another
can't- you
problematic
can't-
band.
You kind of
was
went
also
porno
crazy.
balls deep on that. Like if your first show's Marilyn Manson, you went pornos balls deep on that. That was
Yeah, well-
and Daniel, what was your first one? First concert?
First concert would probably actually be my older brother. He was in a band called Guardian. It's like a small band. They've quit now, but yeah, that was like in Hornsby Bowling Club.
So cool.
Pretty small show. With like a mum like collecting the money, sort of thing.
In a bowling club. In a
Yeah,
bowling
and
club.
we really enjoyed it because I went there with my other brother, and we'd never kind of like gone to a show like that. So it was pretty crazy to see my brother doing that.
Nice.
that's mad.
Nice.
I like that. That's awesome.
Next
His
one.
brother's awesome too.
What instrument have you always wanted to learn but haven't yet?
Guitar. I want to write dumb fat riffs.
I'll teach you.
I think Jez is saying
Jez has
the
got
piece
his
bamboo.
his flute thingy.
I've always wanted to start a slam side project as a joke.
Oh, don't. Grindcore. Just go full grindcore band. Each of your songs last 1 minute, 15 seconds, and you just go
Yeah.
fucking ballistic.
It's funny you say that, Max. I was going to say vocals. Like, I actually learned how to scream properly.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So I'll teach you if you teach me.
Oh, I could
Oh.
not teach you for the life of me.
I can
just
teach
do
you.
it.
I can teach you. I can teach you. You just got to start off quiet. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
As a huge fan of Legend of Zelda, I am. I want to learn how to play Ocarina.
Yeah.
That is a fucking first.
Yeah.
That was the most pure first I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Ocarina.
Love it.
Love that.
You can buy them. You can buy them. So
You can.
there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Ocarina.
Literally, I've been to this guy's. He has everything. It's just
He
weird.
has everything.
Like he.
No,
What was that thing he showed us last time, Ben? The
Might
hand
be a
pan.
bit too loud. It's not coming through.
Oh yeah.
He had a hand pan there. It was
I forgot what it's
weird.
called now.
You guys are insane.
My
You guys
uncle
are
actually bought it for me.
insane.
And Jim was like,
He's
"Oh,
pulling,
my God.
Jesus pulling out more
What's he
shit.
getting out now? Fucking thing. Oh, he's got one of these.
Yeah, that
Jesus
thing.
Christ, bro.
That thing.
No, it's too loud. It's muting it. It's
It
automatically
belongs to it's all good. It's probably best that you don't hear it anyway. It belongs to Ben though. It's not mine. But
That's fuck. You guys are fucking insane. This is the shit that we talk about so often. Is just finding those odd and fucking weird things that you can just manage to play just enough to just.
But see
fucking
now,
add something.
what I'm now in my head, what I'm hearing is on the EP, you'll have that fucking thing instead of a fucking ride hit or a thing before the breakdown. You'll have the fucking like, dong,
yeah,
goes. Then
legit.
Mate,
Yeah.
set that thing up on
Dan,
the fucking
stop
drum
it up,
stand.
yeah, do
Mic
the whole
the thing up.
the whole thing on stage, like for just to make a big show about it and be like, oh, it's coming. It's coming.
You heard it.
It's
You heard
coming.
it here first.
It's
We'll have
coming.
the-
We're going
we'll
to
have
use the
this-
thing. Are we going to use it yet? No, not yet. Are we going to use it yet? No, not yet. And then you get to this literally one time the whole fucking set, dong, right before a break.
Dan, I hope you don't mind.
I'm
I want
down.
to hear what happens if Dan actually smashes this thing with the drumstick. Like, I feel like it could be
Yeah.
either really good or, you know,
Let's
I
bring it
was,
tomorrow
uh,
and record
I was
it.
at
I reckon we
a-
go for YOLO.
I was at the Hammerfall concert in
This one
Sydney
too.
like last week and had this band opening called Valhalla. And then
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
They are from Brisbane, and then it had like it's quite of like melodic metal and stuff, but it had this girl playing flute live on the song. Like it was
That's-
mint.
That's
Like it
pretty
was
cool.
sick.
It's
Pretty
just,
cool.
man. You know what the thing is? You want that sore thumb to stand out on stage. And
Yeah,
that's a big
something
thing. That's
different to
where
be
it helps.
memorable. All right, and Daniel, what's your one? What's an instrument you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet?
I've always wanted to learn violin.
That's
It's a good choice.
Solid.
It's a good choice.
don't get a ukulele
The
and
band I
scrape
like as
ruler
well,
against
they
it.
like
That's my
incorporate it.
suggestion.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of it's any of those sorts of instruments. It is challenging because you kind of have to learn the note positions by muscle memory without
frets.
having frets there to help guide you. But yeah, it's a great instrument. Like if you can get your head around it, it's there's a lot to learn there.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, who would it be?
They're not really big, but Boundaries. Best band of all time.
That is
Ooh,
also
okay,
possible
I'm
for
checking.
server.
Who?
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
just like modern metalcore, but it sounds very early 2000s code, and I just eat that shit up.
Awesome.
I'm just having a look at the photo of these guys, and I already love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're
All
the
right.
hardest band.
Humanity's last breath for me.
And you
Okay.
made his last breath.
Cool.
Look, I got to be honest. If it was like Cradle of Filth or something like that, or High Lung, something with
High
like
Lung.
a crazy,
Quite long.
something with a crazy like
Creative
Stage
field. I
setup.
like that.
it would just be mad.
I like it. I like to go the extremes. I like
Mm.
that.
Or Marilyn Manson.
For
Let's be honest.
for my personal thing, if like I want to open a show for, I would love to open a show for Black Label Society because Zach Wilde is my favorite guitarist.
That's
Like-
nice.
Zach Wilde, it is
Yeah,
my favorite
baby.
guitarist.
Mhm.
Like, but for Blkmoth, I would love to open for I Prevail.
Ooh, that'd be a strong pairing.
You gave
Yeah.
us two first. They were really
That'd
good
be-
ones. We
that'd be a
never had
very-
either of them.
Very strong pairing. And Daniel, who would you pick?
I would.
Oh no,
You froze.
Oh, he's frozen.
you've frozen on us,
Froze.
mate.
You froze.
He's
It's a
frozen.
controversial band.
It's a.
Yeah.
He's being.
He
He's being,
I'm in
He
suspense, Dan. Come on,
He
man.
picked the best off Taylor
Cut him
Swift.
off.
he's being silenced and censored. Who do?
He's
Okay.
He
edging
Well,
likes
me.
Beyonce though.
He was-
He'd probably say Beyonce.
oh,
What,
sorry,
Daniel-
mate. Yeah,
Daniel?
you're back.
Uh-oh.
You froze on us, Matt. There, mate. What were you gonna? What did you say?
What was that?
You
What
froze
band
on
would
us.
you
We
open
didn't,
Froze on
for?
us.
we didn't get you. We didn't get your thing because it froze. Who did you say? What band would you?
Oh, okay. Texas in July.
Texas in
Texas
July.
in-
Yeah.
They've kind of like been playing shows. They actually broke up a little while ago, but yeah, favorite band
Okay.
sort of thing.
Their vocalist is now an error.
Awesome.
That would be sick.
All right. What is something people may be surprised to learn about you? Time to get a little introspective.
Mm.
I feel like we've covered
Doesn't-
some good contenders for this question
Yeah,
already.
it doesn't need to be anything special.
I
It can
used
be
to-
what you covered.
I used to earn money playing Counter Strike. I played like tournaments heaps, and I just like
are fucking
earned money.
No. You are bullshit. You are bullshitting me.
no. I was like, I also used to carry people's accounts to Global Elite.
You are a fucking goat. You are a.
I was a huge nerd for Counter Strike until the game made me too toxic to friends, and I was like, nah, I'm dropping this shit.
Hey, at least you had the at least you could see that.
Announce.
Yeah.
Is that our plan if we need more money? We'll just get you back on Counter Strike.
I'll just bully my friends. I was like, man, you suck, and I'm just.
I'll come down. I'll play with you, and you can just tell me how bad I am.
I
I
have
believe
not
you
played
said
the
things as
game in,
bad
like-
as you suck to your own
I-
friends.
I have not played the game probably since 2018.
So you haven't played since Counter Strike 2 came out.
Yeah. I just can't. I physically can't play that game. I tried playing Counter Strike 2, and I was like, I hate this.
We're gonna do it together on stream.
It brings out Dark Matthew. It's just like it's like him and it's like the Kermit meme. It's just him, and then there's like him in a hoodie, and it's just like do it.
If these guys ever want me to write some really angry lyrics, get me to play Counter Strike for like 10 hours.
Well, just write down what you blurred out.
Yeah.
You've literally got your formula.
Here you go. All right, who else wants to step up to the plate here? Be a little vulnerable.
I used to work as a debt collector
Me
for
too.
about 9 months. Amen, brother. Fight the good fight. I think it's a. I would
it's a
say-
misunderstood.
I would argue.
It's a misunderstood industry, and
Yeah.
there's, I'm sure you probably quite the same. You always got to. The goal is always to try and help people, but people don't. A lot of the time, it's not their finest hour. They're scared. They don't know. They're not. They're angry at the situation, and you just become the target of that.
I mean, so yeah, I would argue, like, for a long time, I thought it was a bit of a dank job, but then looking back, I thought I mean, probably not that specific job because of the clients that I was working with, but so many people, particularly even in our industry, are ruined by unpaid invoices. Like we had some of our own issues as a band, not major, but things don't get paid. I was talking to someone who works in music, and their business was almost crippled because people were using their services and not paying them. It's pretty brutal. It's a big killer for like small businesses, and kind of like small businesses, kind of.
Well, that's the thing. Most small businesses use those services to get the smaller people to get them to pay. And look, it's really not a bad thing because at the end of the day, small businesses need to make money.
Yeah. But no, it's look. There's cowboys in the industry. There's people that don't do the job the right way, and it's part of the reason I eventually had to get out of it. And I now actually work on the other side of that. I currently work for a customer advocacy organization. So I'm taking my knowledge from like 15 years working in debt collection and applying it to something else, to the other side. So it's I get you though.
To be fair, though,
I feel you.
Like when you say debt collection, I more expect like a 6'5", 150 kilo
but
dude.
no, that's the fucking. That's what
shark
everyone
collecting.
expects.
That's shark
that's
collecting.
bullshit.
That's-
It's just not
yeah.
like that. It's not like that anymore. Moving
But you
on.
would-
Who else?
yeah.
Who else? Who else?
I've got one. During COVID, I got pretty into role playing.
Sorry, role
Role playing.
Rollerblade.
Oh,
Did you say
wow.
role playing or rollerblading?
Rollerblading.
Rollerblading. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
I thought
you
I
said
heard
role playing.
though.
Role
I
playing,
think
bro.
role
He's doing
playing.
erotic role playing COVID.
Yeah.
God damn.
Do I
Let's talk
do?
about this
Okay, okay,
afterwards,
okay,
Dan.
okay. So here's my question to you, Daniel. What do you run? Do you run? Are you more of a skate park guy? Are you a long distance rollerblader? I rollerblade too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
It was. I would go like around Darling Harbour and like, I would just like find cool places. Yeah.
Yeah. So more like comfy shoes, comfy boots, rolling around.
Yeah, I think they call like inline
Yeah.
skate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
No, that's
I
partner
used to
used to do that.
rollerblade. I used to rollerblade heaps
Honestly,
with my
it's pretty fun.
stepbrother.
My partner
And
used
there
to
was
do
like
it.
no one around as well, so you could just do what you want.
yeah. It's good. It's good.
My
I kind
partner
of
used to
stopped because
rollerblade.
kids would just laugh at me
Yeah.
on the street.
My partner tried
That's why
teaching
I
me to
just take-
rollerblade.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
I have a weak
I
spot.
don't have the balance for it.
Ah.
Like she used to do national skating, like artistically. So she was like really good.
Oh,
So I was when I was a kid. I'd rollerblade, but I could never get the T stop or anything, or like the swivel stop, where you kind of like stop on the spot sort of thing. So I would like I was a shocker. I could never.
Face plant it.
I could never like stop safely and properly. So I kind of stopped it.
Yeah, stopping's important.
All right, who hasn't gone yet? Who hasn't shared with the class?
And when I was in Brazil, I worked. At least I went to uni to study journalism, and then I got a job as a trainee in a company that it goes to. You have multiple industries to work. So some sections of these journalists, like they are writing for education, another one's for sports, another one's for politicians. They put me to work in a porn website.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I would.
And then I remember I quit the job like 6 months after because I had to go to a swinger party to like actually take photos and record the party like privately. Like the owner of the party hired the company to produce material for the guests, and then he had actually a official porn website in Brazil, like this label that was recording like a porno video there with an actor and an actress, and then they tried to hire me as a trainee for that company because like I was actually doing a good job, a proper journalist job to it, and they want like a journalist to that, and I was like, buddy, I'm trying to quit this job. I didn't quit yet because I actually have to do my hours for the university, and I can't do that anymore. My parents didn't know what I'm doing, like because
Well, let's hope
the
they're not
company was
watching.
like a big company. No, the company was big. So like when they sign in, let's say I work for 7 News, and then they had this department. So I was just saying like I work for 7 News, but the department that I worked was for a porn website.
That is.
That might be the
amazing.
wildest answer to
is-
that question that we've ever had.
mate.
It was like
Here's dead
That's
set
so
our
crazy.
top 2. Someone get bitten by a fucking shark. Someone working on a porno set.
Yep.
Just wait till you hear what Ben's got to tell you.
Yeah,
That is-
that's it.
that is
You're up.
fucking amazing.
It depends.
Hey, for some reason, the
I'm not
porno
proud
beats the
of
shark.
that, but it is what it is.
It's a job, man. It's a job.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
Hey,
it's a hard job.
look.
Oh yeah, you could say it was
Always the
hard.
one.
Rock hard job. It was a throbbing job.
If you're
I
soft,
hope
you
you're-
can't do it.
That's fucking amazing. That's so funny.
All
I
right.
love this shit.
And Ben.
I am 90% deaf in one of my ears.
No, you are fucking not.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, that actually explains a lot.
Everyone always says that.
But which ear it is changes depending on who he's trying to ignore, you see? That's
Why do you have earphones in both ears? That's what I'm wondering.
That is fuck.
Because I'm
Dude,
not
that
like
is fu-
fully deaf.
Dude,
The
how do
extra
you how do you
10%.
actually? Okay, no. Here's my big thing. You've obviously. Do you just have it in one or both ears?
Both.
So you're 45 across each side.
Yeah, like the whole way.
Fuck! How do you fucking manage to write all this shit?
Why do you
Cranks
think
the
he writes
headphones
metal?
up all the way.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
keeps turning it up louder and louder.
Bitch, please! You are a
Sometimes
fucking
I have.
weapon. You are a deaf weapon. I love you. I love you.
He's our modern day
Right, yeah.
Beethoven.
Sorry, what was that?
I've been deaf in like the one ear for like since I was a kid.
So you're just kind of used to it then. Okay.
Yeah.
You manage.
Second nature.
You find ways to deal with it. You find ways to deal with it.
Well, it's not like if one of us woke up one day and lost 90%
Yeah.
out of one ear, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
No.
You just kind of you've just made do
Yeah,
with it there.
you've adapted.
Okay.
You're like Bear Grylls on that shit.
All right. If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life,
I'm interested.
what album are you picking? It's tough.
Ooh.
As I dying an ocean between us.
Ooh, wow. That was actually reasonably quick.
Because then I can actually play along to it. It's the first and only album I can actually play. Like I actually learned back to front on guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
No.
I would choose Texas in July again. Broken Soul.
Okay.
Boundaries, your receding warmth.
Okay. Oh,
I would
all bands I've
choose
never heard of.
Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, good choice.
I reckon that I would choose like a soundtrack. Is that okay if I choose a soundtrack? Because
Yeah? Sure.
I feel like it covers, like if I had either the Elden Ring soundtrack or the Persona 5 soundtrack, it just covers
Look,
it just covers so much ground.
the first time we discussed this question and it was put back on me, I tried to cheat and say Symphony and Metallica because like you get stuff off a range and you know what I mean. So, but yeah, no, I think a soundtrack would count. That would count.
Yeah.
That would count. It's an album technically.
So, there's like 50 tracks or something there to work with.
It's not more than
exactly.
whatever.
You know,
I'm not
so I
doing
feel like
that.
it's a bit of a cop out, but
And
you know,
we'll take
But
it
like-
home. We'll take it home with something a bit wholesome, you know, a bit nice. We've put a slightly nicer finish on this for 2025.
oh, this is going to be hard.
No, it's gonna be a good one.
This is gonna be.
No,
this is
it's
gonna be
really good.
This is
It's
good.
a
Trust
really
me.
good question.
What
I
are
can think of a
you?
nice thing to say.
Yeah, what are you most grateful for about your involvement in music?
Friends in the
the-
scene everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. The friends that I made and like all over the years since in Brazil, one of my best friends is from the bands. I'm actually just in Australia because the vocalist from my anime band that I have in Brazil moved to Australia in 2014, and then like kind of makes me, because I was thinking to go overseas anyway, but Australia was my choice because of this friend of mine that came to Australia.
Cool.
Great choice. Let's go next.
I really like the friends and like family one, but I would say like being able to like express and like get rid of stress and like anxiety, that sort of stuff.
The cathartic choice.
With the drums, yeah, it's like really useful.
Dan is the
you know,
most chill
like it.
person ever, so it works. It works. I fear what would happen to Dan if he didn't have that outlet. He would change.
I
I
need the
like
drums.
it. You seem like a very chill dude, Dan.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Yeah, probably going off like what Andy said, like the friends, meeting all these cool people, like long lasting friendships, basically friendships for life. Yeah.
I like it.
Probably Dan will be that guy from that movie, like it's called Falling Down, if he doesn't play drums. You know, the movie that I'm talking about?
Falling
These one?
down.
No, what
Falling
happened?
Down?
Oh yeah. No,
that was the one I was talking about the other day, Raph.
Yes. Yeah.
He's the guy that loses his job or something like that, and then he's
And
just
he
like
fucking loses
he starts
his job, he
raging,
loses his
loses
fucking
his shit.
shit.
Like,
Loses his fucking shit. Michael
Is-
Douglas at his
It's
fucking
Michael
peak.
Douglas. Is one of the best movies I ever watched.
It's basically, you know what the weirdest thing about it is when you look at it now, it's almost like it's like an old version of what's that fucking meth dealer? Breaking Bad.
Best shit, one
Yeah.
of the best TV shows
where
ever.
a guy just goes, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm doing whatever I can.
Yeah.
That show
And-
was insane.
Jazz, your turn.
Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it takes a huge amount of trust, to play music with someone and to like commit, your vision, put your vision in the hands of someone else when you're playing alongside them. So I'm just like, after all these years, I'm so grateful for, Ben inviting me to play with you and Dan, and then what this has grown to become. It's like it just takes people to like just invite you in, and I think there's something that you think, oh, life could have taken a really different turn if that wasn't the case.
Yep.
Now it's such a good, wholesome part of my life. So thanks, legend.
That's
It's
so
nice. I mean,
That's so
I've been very honest on the podcast over the years, like other than my family, everything in my life comes through a connection to music. Everything, every single thing. My move from Sydney up to Brisbane, my fucking, like, I think I look at my life and every single person I know in my life can be traced back to a connection that is from music at some point. So yeah, I fully understand where you're coming from with that, and the idea about like the connections and the I think it's that's what it comes down to. I think for a lot of it, it's just the connections and finding that common ground with people. And like you say, when you're in a band with people and getting to share that vision and be vulnerable with them and have them, be vulnerable with you and open up to you like that, it's there's nothing like it. I don't think there's anything else like it in the world.
It's a point of vulnerability. I mean, you're opening yourself up musically, and
but music being the language of the
it's gonna
soul,
be-
you are
it's gonna
bearing
be a
your
tip-
soul. You are bearing your soul to people.
And
So-
look, I don't want to be this dick that goes, look, I'm going to be this dick. We're men, like we're guys, and we don't exactly express our feelings in the best way possible. And music is somehow an outlet for a lot of us to express that. When
Yeah.
you open yourself up to let people work on those things that you do, it's a big trust thing. Like a lot of people, you're just writing music, but you're bearing your soul to your peers around you.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people fucking lose. I feel like a lot of people lose focus on. So, like, whether or not you're playing bass or singing or whatever, you're bearing your soul to the people around you, and you got to hope they accept it.
All right. Well, there we go. That was a little longer than our usual quick question quarter, but we had a lot of people to get through. So, thank you very, very much, everybody, for joining us today. And if you have, we're going to have links to all of Blkmoth stuff in the description, so make sure you guys go and check that out. Definitely go and check out Don't Follow. It's an absolutely killer track. Go and follow them on all the socials so that you can keep up to date with the upcoming gigs and any other songs that they are releasing. I have been Reverend Raph. Reverend Raph. He has been the Beer Buddy Kyle. This has been Andy, Jez, Daniel, Matthew, and Ben from Blkmoth. You guys have been amazing for watching so far. If you had a good time, consider hitting that subscribe button. Give us a like. If you didn't, downvote the shit out of it. Consider checking out the Patreon. It is only a couple of dollars a month, and it does help build the channel to be bigger and better.
Less than a schooner.
Couple bucks a month. That's it. And you get everything early. You get it ad free, so you don't have to worry about all the ads on YouTube and all that stuff. But anyway, that's enough from us. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We really, really appreciate you. We will catch you guys next time. Stay cool.
Peace.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel, and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.